Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Clippers MyNBA series here on NBA 2K24 as the Clippers head to Dallas to face the 3-2 Dallas Mavericks. It has not been the start to the season the Clippers have wanted. They start 1-5 and are in need of a win here tonight on the road at the American Airlines Center to see if they can get this season back on track. If you guys have enjoyed this episode and this series, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. Our Intuit Dome debut did great, and I appreciate you guys all for the support, so I'm hoping you can stick around for the rest of the series. But it's time for tip-off here in Dallas, Texas, where it'll be Zubats going up against Derek Lively II, and tip-off is won by the Mavericks, and we are underway. Mavericks starting lineup tonight will be Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Cedi Osman, Al Horford, and Derek Lively II. While the Clippers, they're without Kawhi Leonard and Nashon Highland tonight. So they'll be rocking with James Harden, Paul George, Amir Coffey, Marcus Morris, and Ivica Zubats. Kawhi currently dealing with an injury as here's Morris down low, and he's going to get fouled on the first shot attempt of the day for the Clippers, getting start at that power forward position, and well, he will miss the first free throw. Second one is up, and it is good. So the Clippers get on the board first. A very rare 1-0 start. As the Mavericks 3-2 we start this year, they're coming off of a 38-44 year last year where they did not make the postseason. They were one of the teams down the stretch when we made our incredible play-in tournament run, and we were able to get ahead of them in the standings. And so they're looking for a little bit of revenge tonight, wearing their statement uniforms with a special court, as their day will get started with a Luka Doncic jumper from the mid-range, and they take a 2-1 lead. Clippers on the hand wearing their whites, as they, like I said earlier, welcomed a very successful debut for the Intuit Dome. It was a packed arena. Unfortunately, they didn't get the win on that night, but the fans in Inglewood are very excited for a new Clippers season, as there's an offensive rebound for Zubats. Out to George now, 8 seconds left to go on the shot clock. He's going to get a screen set right side. PG-13 drives, gets to the rim, and finishes at the basket. Paul George has been a sensational start to the season. He put up 44 in the first game of the season, put up another 40 in that home debut against the Suns. He's had a great start to his year. Now Kyrie has it, being guarded by George. I'm sorry about my voice. It's a little bit raspy, but we're trying to get through it as Irving pulls up from the mid-range as he is off the mark. Rebounded by Zubats. Outlet pass now to Harden. And James will put on the brakes. Set up now for George. On the right side. Inside now for Zubats. He's got it, being guarded by Al Horford, one of the newest Dallas Mavericks. Now over to George. Screen right side. 2 seconds on the shot clock. He's got to get it off, and he does. A fingertip layup. At the last possible second, you can see the averages there. 25 points per game so far this year for Paul George. And, well, he's really stepped up. He's been probably the best player on this team through the first 6 games of the year. Speaking of the best player, here's one of the best players in the league, Luka Doncic, who had 42 just a couple nights ago when these two teams did meet. So this is kind of the second game of a 2-game series out here in Dallas. Luka Doncic put on a show in that performance and got them the win. So we're looking for a little bit of sweet revenge here tonight. As George trying to take Irving isolation, gets by on a floater off the glass. Nice shot there by Paul George. He's just so quick. He's tall. He just uses all aspects of his game to really dominate. 7-4 now your score in favor of the Clippers. Doncic right side being guarded by Harden. Gets a screen. Now being guarded by Zubats. Drives inside and gets the foul called on the big man. So that'll send Doncic to the line. As Luka, you can see his numbers, 31 points per game this year, 8.8 assists. He's been off to a rocket start. He was actually named Western Conference Player of the Week just a week ago. So he's trying to put his stamp and try to get his first ever MVP. Now, 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Harden, who has yet to get on the scoreboard tonight, gets a screen, pulls up from 3, and it's off the mark. A little bit of in and out action there. Rebounded by the Mavericks. Doncic quickly, he's going to pull straight away. 3, nothing but the bottom of the net. And Luka Doncic starting off early. He's been even better at home this year, 33 points and 11 rebounds in home games, so averaging a double-double here at the American Airlines Center. Harden, though, trying to get back. Gets a screen left side. Fires, finds Coffey in the corner, wide open for three, and he misses. Amir Coffey has got to hit those. Getting the start tonight in favor of the injured Leonard and Highland. And, well, unable to make the most of the opportunity, and at least 2 points on the other end is Luka Doncic with a nice layup. He now three-time All-Star, named to an All-NBA first-team appearance a year ago, his 5th of his career in that category. As we go to the end of the first quarter, and the Mavericks take a 32-28 lead after the foul call to the end of the frame. And we'll pick this one actually halfway through the second, so about a quarter has gone by, and we're sitting in about the same boat. The Mavericks have extended their lead now to 7. It's 47-40. As Luka now has it right side. About half of the second quarter to go. Being tightly guarded by Harden here with 6 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Doncic now trying to take him inside. Goes baseline, gets swatted. Nice defense there by Harden. And quickly now the Clippers going to try to push it up the court. Dunn dumps it inside for Harden, who nobody gets back to guard him. And he gets a nice easy kiss off the glass. And that's 2 more points. Makes it 47-42. Mavericks now with it. Morris currently with the ball. Pushed it over right side. There's Cedi Osman for 3. That's a little bit too strong. Rebounded by Zubats. Over now to Chris Dunn. Finds Harden right side. Reset the play. Dunn now has it. Morris isolated on that right side, being guarded by Horford. He's going to get a screen from Zubats. And Morris drives inside on Horford. Gets some positioning underneath the basket and puts it up and in. Nice shot there by Marcus Morris. Morris started off the beginning of last year on this Los Angeles Clippers team. He was a part of that James Harden trade a year ago and, well, rejoined Los Angeles in free agency. So full circle for him, as there's a three-pointer that almost falls, but toilet bowls around for Derek Lively. And now Clippers with a chance to get points back, but it's a bad pass from Dunn. Nice hands by Doncic to swat it away. As Nemo on the other end, he's going to pull up from 3, and he's going to get it. Luka Doncic makes it happen on the defense and the offensive side of things, and he's been off to a rocket start this game. 20 points in the first, and he's on pace to well match that here in the second. So he might score 40 points this time in the first half. There's a step back from Harden that's a little too strong, rebounded by Monty Morris. Over now to Doncic again. Why not feed the superstar? He hands off now for Osman, who will back up. Screen right side, nothing there as Osman dumps it inside, tried to bounce pass it in, but Zubats there, and Dunn collabs it. Over now to Coffey. Harden had positioning inside, but no pass. Clippers will reset, get Harden open, off ball. He's going to pull from 3, and he's going to hit nothing but the bottom of the net. A tray ball there for James Harden, who fires right back as him and Luka go tit for tat here. 50-47 your score. As Doncic now drives right by Harden and gets right to the rack. Clippers will call timeout. 52-47 is your score. And we'll go a couple more minutes into this one now. An 80-point lead here for the Mavericks. 57-49. Kyrie Irving checked back into the game, and he's been red hot since re-entering the fray. Doncic still in, being guarded by Dunn. Gets a screen from Horford. Stops at the three-point line. This is over for Lively. Hands it off for Irving. Kyrie gets by George. Nice bounce pass inside, and Lively's unable to get it, but he gets the second chance points, and there will be a goaltending call on Zubats. Derek Lively, the second-year man out of Duke, getting the start at the center position. And he makes it a 10-point lead here for the Mavericks, the first double-digit point lead of the ballgame. Coming up on a minute left to play here in the first half. As George kicks it over to Harden. A lot of long passes here on this possession as Harden finds George again, wide open in the corner for 3, and he hits. A little bit of soft defense on the corner. Paul George makes him pay as he answers right back, cuts it back to a 7-point lead, now 59-52. Doncic over to Lively. Over now to Osman. Gets a screen right side. Cedi Osman dumps it in for Lively, and he's going to get fouled. Slow rotation there by Zubats. You got to cover the falling Lively. Instead, he picks up the foul, and he'll hit the first one, and Derek will miss the second one. So 1 of 2 opportunity there for the Mavericks. It's now 31 seconds to go. Clippers with a chance to potentially double dip here. They're going Going to dribble it out, feed it to George, over to Coffee, inside 24 seconds, so no chance to get 2 more possessions here unless the Mavericks give it to him. 4 seconds left to go here on the shot clock. Harden gets a screen, follows at the rim, and gets fouled, and we'll go to the halftime where the Mavericks will take a 60-54 lead into the intermission. Can the Mavericks make it 2 for 2 at home against the Clippers, or will Los Angeles fight back and win their second game of the season? We'll have to find out in the second half. So far, Luka Doncic has really dominated this game. 28 points for him, while Harden 21 on his side, but the Mavericks offense has been almost impossible to stop. 60 first half points. It'll be the Clippers who start off with the basketball here to begin the third quarter, down by 6. Harden with a very good end to that second quarter has put him in the lead. 4 points of Clippers. There's a nice inside pass for Morris, who quickly draws a foul on Horford. Harden, when he gets going, one of the best passers in the NBA. Great vision there to find Morris, who hits both of his free throws and makes it a 60-56 game. So now the first possession of the second half here for the Mavericks. As Doncic off the give and go. Had a very good start. Leads all scorers here in this game. Tried to step back. Instead gives it up. Osman now on the left side. Screen right side. Dumps it in. And again, Zubac's a little bit unable to find the sinking man. I don't know what Zubac has been doing on some of these pick and rolls, but there's no need to switch in situations like that. So another 2 easy points there for Lively. Makes it a 62-56 game. Now a couple of dribble handoffs. Ends up with the ball in George's hand as he drives and gets to the rim, and tough finish. Paul George very good at taking the contact and still finishing at the basket. Absorbs the hit and cuts it to a 4-point deficit. Now Kyrie, quick dribble up left side, a little too strong. There's the first miss of the second half. George with the rebound, finds Morris behind the defense, and he scores with a layup. Marcus Morris Jr. has had a very good game here tonight, making the most of his minutes at that power forward position. When Kawhi Leonard comes back, I'd like to see Morris stay in that Clippers rotation. Irving now with it. 10 seconds to go here on the shot clock. Doncic being guarded by Harden. It's a screen right side. Harden goes underneath. That gives Doncic some space, and he kisses it off the glass. A nice easy 2. As now Luka is in the 30 numbers. Clippers now trying to answer. Coffee with it. Just dribbling some of this clock out. Over to Harden, left side. Thought about the pull. Instead, waits for the screen. There's a wide open man right side. It's Morris for 3, and he hits. I don't know where the defense was over there for Dallas, but Marcus Morris Sr. was the only guy on that side of the floor, and he cuts it to a 1-point game, 64-63. Mavericks trying to stop this. Little bit of a rally for LA, and it's going to be Luka Doncic, who again kisses it off the glass. A nice shot for him. Still a 1-possession game, though. 66-63 your score. Harden with it, trying to get Morris open off ball now. Zoo thought about the 3. Instead, pulls it back. Gets a screen from Zubac. Floats it up, and there's a nice alley-oop. The 2 big men connecting on the alley-oop. And it makes it, once again, just a 1-point game. The Clippers have been firing on all cylinders since coming out of the second half. I don't think they've missed a shot yet. As Irving, another dribble drive. Left side, pulls from 3, and this time connects. Kyrie, such a quick first step. He had 14 points there in the first half. Now hits the straight ball to get on the board here in the second. 3 minutes gone by. Here's George again. Off the screen. Drives right side on Irving. Now going to try to back him down. Use his size to his advantage. George gets nice positioning here on Irving and kisses it off the glass. Just too big sometimes for some of these guards to guard. No pun intended. And again, now back to a 1-possession game. 69-67. It's over to Kyrie. Handoff again for Luka, who gets by James and throws it down at the rim. Luka right by the beard and slams it down with the right hand. That'll get this crowd back fired up. 71-67 now your score, as both offenses shining to begin this second half of play. Harden screen right side. Step back, and he's going to take a long 3, and that's a little bit too long. No pause as Irving now with it, pushing it up right side. George there to meet him. Kyrie will dribble it back out. Now going to try to take George, it looks like, isolation. George playing defense. Irving going to pull from 3 and a little too strong. Rebounded by George, up to Harden, trying to push the pace here, and Harden gets by the defense, and he slows it down with a slam of his own with a left. So Doncic got one on him, and James Harden answers right back. Both point guards playing sensational basketball here in Dallas, Texas. Irving, another right shot from 3, and it connects. Just that quick 2-dribble step, 3-pointer, and Kyrie Irving again with another big shot here for the Mavericks. Now 5 points separates these two squads as George gets to the rim, and he can't finish. Had a nice look there, but unable to connect with the left hand. And now the Mavericks quickly pushing the pace, trying to get another lead, or added to their lead, as Doncic with a step back 3 that's unsuccessful. Now the Clippers pushing it up the court. George waits for a screen, gets it. Nice defense here by the Mavericks, but nice pass by George, finds Morris. Just zips it by the defenders. And Marcus Morris again there in the right spot off the pick and roll. Makes it a 1-possession game. 74-71 now. Luka hands it off for Kyrie. Being guarded by George. Inside, here's Horford. Being guarded by Morris. Gives it up for Lively from the mid-range. A little too strong. Rebounded by Harden. Now a 1-possession game. James finds Morris inside. Finds George on the corner for 3 for the tie. And he's off the mark, off the back iron. A good look there from the corner. Unable to get it to go. On the other end, Kyrie with it. Being guarded by Coffey. This is the matchup they want. Irving going to take a long 3, and he connects. Kyrie Irving from deep downtown. And that adds to the Mavericks' pile of 3s. 5 more made from Dallas this game, and then the Clippers, as that 15-point advantage helps them hold a 6-point lead. George, though, trying to answer right back, gets to the rim in the and 1. And we'll go to the end of the third quarter. This one all nutted up at 89 apiece, so expect an explosive end to this game between these two squads. We go halfway through the fourth quarter, and it's still close. 106-104. James Harden misses a very rare free throw there. And then quickly on the other end, Irving gets blocked by Coffey. So 2 points separates these two teams, and it's been explosive since we jumped right back into it as Harden misses a point-blank layup that would have tied it. But apparently Doncic stepped out of bounds, so Clippers basketball. A very odd turnover there from the Mavericks, but this one's still tough down the stretch. As here's Harden with it, drawing actually a double team. That leaves George open right side for 3, and he misses. That could have given us the lead. Instead, it's going the other way. Doncic with it, now right side. Osman pulls from 3, and he connects. What a shot by Cedi Osman, the former San Antonio Spur, off the beautiful catch and release jumper. Makes it now a 5-point game, 109-104. A very high-scoring affair here. George off of the screen, dishes inside for Morris, calling for it, trying to back down Horford, but Horford playing great defense, forces the miss. Great play there by Al Horford, who was recently acquired from a trade from the Portland Trail Blazers. Still a 5-point lead here. Irving being guarded by George, has him on his hip, but he finishes with the left anyway. Kyrie Irving, a master with the basketball. He's now up to 40 points on the night. That's 23 here in the second half, and there's still 5 minutes to play, and there's an illegal screen from Zubats. A costly turnover again. Zubats with the not best play on the night. It has not been a good night for our starting center. Now we're inside 6 minutes, 111-104 your score. Mavericks currently with the basketball. Doncic over to Irving. Hot hand here in the second half. Back to Luka. Being guarded by Harden. Gets a screen from Horford. He's just going to pull from the long 2, and he gets it. Harden tried to anticipate the screen. It didn't work. It's now a 9-point lead. And the Clippers call timeout. We'll go a little bit later into this one. 2.5 left to go in this game. And it's a 5-point game. Coming down to the wire, but Clippers got to try to play a better defense. They've given up 117 tonight. 9 seconds to go on the shot clock. Cedi gets the screen, dumps it inside for Horford. Over to Lively. Wide open Cedi for 3. Got it! Great movement there by Osman off of the pass to find the open spot. Then after 23 good seconds of defense, it is that 24th second that matters the most. Now an 8-point lead here for Dallas. George trying to isolate now Kyrie on the other end. Coming up on 2 minutes, he gets ripped. Kyrie Irving with the steal. Pushes it up to Chetty. Gets inside on Coffee and can't finish. But he gets his own rebound and finishes with a second chance effort. And again, now it's a double-digit lead here for the Mavericks as the fans are on their feet. Now sit back down after a 10-point lead opens up here for Dallas. Inside 2 minutes, this one's starting to look bleak for your Los Angeles Clippers. There's a nice pass inside, though, to get to Morris. So they don't answer right back. He's had a day. He's up to 20 points here on the night. So with about a minute and a half left to go, the Dallas Mavericks will look to try to drain some clock. Currently hosting an 8-point lead. As Kyrie gives it over to Horford, the former Celtics, now reunited here in Dallas. Lively with it, now over to Luka with 4 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Back out to Lively again for 3, and he misses right. But Luka somehow skies up, gets the offensive rebound, and puts it right back. I don't know how Luka did that, but he got his 43rd points of the night. Him and Irving are responsible for 83 of the Mavericks' 124 points. Talk about a two-man show out here in Dallas as George will get fouled. And we're just going to go to the end of this one where the Mavericks will win 130 to 124. 130-point bomb here for the Mavericks at home, specifically on the back of 2 men. Their 2 superstars, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, the superstar guard tandem, able to get the win over LA here tonight. 47 for Luka, 46 for Irving. That's 93 points between the two of them. The next highest scorer had 10. Only 3 men in the double figures here for Dallas. Just not a good performance defensively here for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard definitely missed on that side of the ball. We were left with George. We were led by George's 38. James Harden had 29, a double-double for him. And Marcus Morris Sr. had 23, but unable to get the win. The supporting cast, just not enough. So go to the NBA, where there's actually a lot of trades this week. We'll start off with the Timberwolves trading Leonard Miller, a second-year guard, to the Suns in exchange for Damian Lee and a second-round pick. Another trade goes down. The Timberwolves not done. They trade Nickeil Alexander-Walker to the Spurs for Charles Bassey in a second. So San Antonio, with the acquisition of Desmond Bane, didn't think they needed Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Instead, they get a backup center in Charles Bassey. We're going to recall up Riley Kugel. We called him down to Ontario last episode, but with some injuries, we need a little bit of depth, so he'll be back up with the squad. The Thunder, who are undefeated to begin this season, they beat us 130 to 116, so they're now 7-0 to begin the year. We do at least get one win this week as we beat the Portland Trailblazers 118 to 110, so we get our first home win of the season. And we get a little bit of news coming out of it. Blake Griffin has decided to tell the media that he will retire at the end of the year. So this is the swing song for our former number 1 overall pick. The trades continue. The Magic trade Anthony Black to the Kings for Joshua Primo and Seth Curry. So a nice 6th overall pick just a year ago traded. The Magic, they signed Klay Thompson in the offseason. They're trying to go for a little bit of win now. Again, they get some shooting in Curry and Primo. Next episode, we'll stay at home against the Chicago Bulls. And I'm excited for this one because this Bulls team is a very interesting team. Obviously, they traded up to the number 1 pick in the offseason to select Ron Holland. They have a very good, interesting mix of both young players and stars like DeRozan and Jokic. So we'll see what happens with DeMar DeRozan. But for now, we know he's going to be a part of the Chicago Bulls, and we'll see him in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.